Hi, my name is Tony Urban. I'm the conference chair of this very exciting conference that we are organizing here at Sunshine TESOL. It is the first virtual conference. I wear many hats at Sunshine State TESOL. I'm also the vice president. All right, let me put one hat on. I'm the vice president. And let me put my other hat on. I am also the editor of the Sunshine TESOL Journal, as well as our press. But for now, I've got my proper t-shirt on because I want to take you through, as a presenter, what you can expect in our virtual conference. We're going to use Zoom, and just these next couple of minutes, I want to familiarize yourself with Zoom. And after this particular video, you'll see on this page there are a couple of other videos that you can watch to familiarize yourself with Zoom if you're not already familiar with it. But I wanted to sort of show you how we're going to set it up, what functions we'll enable for you as a presenter and what not, how we'll facilitate things, and well, we want everything to run smoothly. So stay with us, stay with me, and I'll take you through it. And welcome and thank you. It's you that makes our organization what it is. I'll see you in a minute. Hello. So I'm sitting here at my chair and in my office, and my guess is that's what you'll be doing when you present at our first virtual Sunshine TESOL conference in November. Um, you can definitely have your coffee next to you. But for all intents and purposes, I wanted to basically show you what Zoom is all about. So once you're in Zoom, and I'll explain that in a minute, you'll see this black board. So what you want to do, of course, is unmute yourself. And you want to show yourself, so you don't want to stop the video. If you do, basically people just see your name. So let's turn that back on. Another thing you can do, if you don't want to show your background, books, shelves, our TESOL, Sunshine TESOL mug, what you could do is give yourself a virtual background. And let me just choose that. Of course, many of you know I'm from Sydney, so I can be presenting from Sydney. You might want to put on your background the UT logo, and we'll be sending you our logo so that if that's what you want to do, you can do that. Or if you want, you can go to virtual background under video. As you can see here, you can put your institutional logo at the back. And of course, I work at and teach at the University of Tampa. If you have a busy background, you can see what happens to my hands here. It goes all funny. You might want to just have a background that's blank, a blank wall. That would then show up better. So it's up to you. So that's basically up here. So let me keep on going down. Now the invitation. Don't worry about that. That will be disabled for you. However, the way it's going to work is we'll be sending out, once you are a confirmed presenter, we will schedule you. And then on our electronic schedule, there'll be the link, the Zoom link for participants to actually attend your session. Your session will have a certain time. All sessions will be a half an hour long. You'll have 45, the Zoom session will be 45 minutes, but the actual presentation will be 30 minutes, just in case there's one or two people that want to speak to you as everybody leaves the Zoom room. So people will come in. Now, every session will have a co-host, and the co-host will be a Sunshine TESOL board member. They'll, not everybody can come directly into your presentation. They'll be allowed in by the co-host, the Sunshine TESOL board member, because we don't want any Zoom bombing happening. So, untoward people doing strange things. So as they come in, you'll see the number of your participants here. And as they gather, you'll actually see their video image. Now, the video image, because I'm basically just recording this and no one is in this current session that I'm giving for you guys, a recording for you guys, their pictures are not showing. But you can go to gallery. You can check the names of the participants here. If you click on participants, you can do various things. You can also create a poll. So if you want to poll your audience during your presentation, you can do that. You can add a question. It's not too hard. Let me type here, do you like this Zoom PD? Alright, that's my question, and I just want maybe multiple choice. So my answer 1 is yes, and my answer 2 is no. I can go down the bottom. I want to save it, and there's my poll, and I can launch the poll then, and then this is what all the students or all the participants will see. They can then vote, and you can end the poll, and then immediately you can see the results, and you can share the results with the students. So enough of that. Let me go back to, I'll come back to this. This is where we turn on and off the functions on Zoom, but as I said, I'll get to that in a moment. So moving along our bar, you can screen share. What does that mean? Okay, so if you click the green box, what you'll see is everything that's on your desktop will show. So you can see on my desktop, I've got sticky notes. I've also got a Word document up, and I've got my Firefox browser up. There's also the ability to bring up a whiteboard if you want to use a whiteboard and write on it. So at the moment, I'm screen sharing everything that's on my desktop. So if I want to do that, let me highlight it. I click share, and now everything that's the Zoom participant will see everything that's on my desktop. So I can minimize this, and then my audience will see everything that's on my screen. Maybe there's some things you don't want to show, but look at this little box here. You'll still see all your participants in boxes here. So you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can put it over on the side. If I want to, I can bring up my Word document, I can fiddle with it, or I can bring up a PowerPoint if I want. So let's just bring up a PowerPoint, and I was working with this with my, I'm teaching currently a course on grant writing in education. I was doing this with my students. You can see my PowerPoint, and if I go through my PowerPoint, you can see various things, and that's what we'd expect you'd be doing. You'd be showing your PowerPoint and going through your PowerPoint. That's what the audience is seeing. You can see their faces, you can stop, you can ask questions, etc. Now, if you want to stop sharing, you can just click up here. You can see the green bar again, the black bar with the green box. Stop sharing, and it goes back to just the videos. Let me go back to the PowerPoint. There's another way to show your PowerPoint. So let me bring up the screen share. I showed you the desktop, but I could actually just go to the PowerPoint, click on that. You can see here that little orange bar. It tells me it's the PowerPoint. Of course, the writing does too. And I can share that. And now what my participants or my students see is just the PowerPoint. They won't see this little bit that's actually on my desktop, on my computer. They'll just see the PowerPoint. And of course, I've got it in this mode. I can go up here and I can actually play from the current slide, and they'll see just the whole PowerPoint, such as that. Okay, so let me end that. Let me stop my share. And that's basically screen share. It's a nice handy tool. What we will actually disable is in Zoom, a teacher or a presenter could give the screen share function to the actual student, the participant, but we will be disabling that so that a participant cannot take control of your screen. But what will be enabled is this chat function. So let me click on that. You'll see here I can send a message or a question to everybody, and I can say, what is the logic model? And I press return. Everybody will see that, and then everybody who's in your presentation can answer that. If you want the help of the co-host, who is, of course, a board member of Sunshine TESOL, you could pre-plan that to have your question already up, and you can say, all right, participants, I want you to look now at your chat. I want you to answer the questions, and then you'll have all different answers, and you can bring it up. You can talk about the answers. That's just a different way to increase interaction. If you want to get rid of your chat, just press down here again on the chat, and it will go away. Recordings. Every session will be recorded. And why? Well, Zoom has a wonderful way of recording everything that goes on. And for us as an organization, your presentation is golden. We want to preserve it. We want to share it. So every presenter will have their presentation recorded. We will then work with those presentations and reformat them in a way that we can disseminate amongst our members, and indeed amongst the districts and all the ESOL teachers, so that we can, in our best efforts, help everybody in the field to disseminate all the wonderful things you're doing and presenting at the conference. Breakout rooms. That is a really interesting thing. So, for example, I can click on breakout rooms, and what that actually is, think of it. Now I'm doing whole class instruction or whole room presentation. So everybody is seeing me, or maybe I'm getting them to look at my PowerPoint and I'm just a face image on the side. Maybe at some point during my presentation I want to break up the audience and have them discuss something or interact over something. Well, that's where the breakout room function comes. I can go to my black bar, hit breakout rooms. Now I can do one of two things. I can do it automatically and leave it up to Zoom, or I can do it manually. You can see I've got no one in my room, but say if I had 20 participants and I wanted to break them up automatically, then maybe I want to have 4 participants per room. I go up here, I click on 4, and then I click breakout rooms. All my participants will then be automatically assigned to one of those 4 rooms. I can do it manually if I want to sort of like, if I know my participants, I can put them in certain rooms. But for our purposes, for our conference, it's going to be automatic. So if I hit create breakout rooms, you'll see here that I've got my breakout rooms. If I had an audience or people in my Zoom session, I would see their names here, all right, under each room. What I can then do, maybe I've said, okay, for 10 minutes I want you to discuss whatever it was that I just presented. I can go then to a breakout room and I can enter it and then see what they're talking about. I can circulate amongst the breakout rooms. I can leave the breakout rooms. At the moment, because I've got no one in there, it doesn't show me the enter or leave sign. But if I scroll my cursor over it, with people in these rooms, I would see enter and leave. And I can leave and then go into each of these rooms. Then at the end of my 5 minutes, I can say close all break rooms, and then they come back as a group, which is a lovely function. You might want to give your audience, draw their attention to this reactions button, because they can give you some feedback. You can see up here in the corner, a thumbs up. I can do a smiley face or a clap there, and you'll see that you can basically take a pulse of your audience to see if they're following what you are presenting. At the end of your presentation, basically, you have this end meeting. You can end it, or it will be automatically ended at the 45-minute mark. Remember, there's other sessions, so we need to help our people go, but just know that your session, all sessions, are 30 minutes in length. The 15 minutes is just to give people time to go to the bathroom if they need to at home, or to have that chat with that one person that really wants to chat with you and get your details after your presentation. But really, we want you to, as quickly after the half an hour, the 30 minutes up, to end your session and then go to the next presentation. When you do end it, you'll see this coming up. You'll see end for all, then it does end for all. Your co-host, Sunshine TESOL board member, will help you, but let me just end it for all, and that's what will happen. So, but I want to show you something else, and let me bring up this again. And this is the back end. This is this type of stuff that will be hardwired. But I just wanted to draw your attention to two things. You won't actually see this because this is what we will do as we're creating the conference. But this is important. To enter your room, I guess there's a phone here, so those types of things happen. So I share an office with my wife, and those things happen. So please be aware. That's actually a good teachable moment. Please be aware of this sort of stuff when you are presenting. Put yourself in a quiet room where there's no outside interruptions, and make sure that all the functions of your computer work. So what I wanted to show you again, everybody will get this link, and the link will also be on the conference program. So a participant who wants to go to your session will click on this, and they'll automatically be allowed into your session. Now, having said that, there'll be a waiting room, just like I said earlier on, and the co-host, the Sunshine TESOL board member, will then let them in. So you don't have to bother. You can go straight at the appropriate time into your presentation, and the co-host will let them in. So if I look down here, it says enable join before host. We won't enable that. So that basically means they'll go into a waiting room, and we'll let them in to make sure that they're proper participants. Your audience will be muted upon entry so that they don't make a racket, though you'll have the possibility to unmute anybody if they have questions. And then, as I said, it's going to be recorded. That's really all you need to know for now in terms of the back end of things. I'm going to finish here, and if you want to look at some other help videos, there are some just below this video you can go to. They are actually from Zoom, and of course you can always email any of the board members or me if you have any questions with regard to your Zoom presentation, and you can see my email just down here. I'll leave that up for a minute, and good preparation. We really look forward to your presentation, and we really thank you. Bye for now.